I've been in recruitment for 15 years and I can tell you this is not a normal job market. It is incredibly challenging. And if you're watching this video, I probably don't need to tell you that. In today's video, I'm going to teach you what you need to do to stand out in a job interview in a crowded job market. That way you have the best chance of getting a job offer. Let's go. Okay, so first things first. I want to reiterate, it is not a normal job market. I can't go on LinkedIn without seeing people posting about how they've been unemployed for 10 months, 11 months, 12 months. I can't go on LinkedIn without seeing a job where you have 1,000 applicants. That is not normal. And this is a very challenging job market. So if you're feeling that, just know that you're not alone. That being said, there are still measures you can take to differentiate yourself from the pack and help you get a job. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about your resume and your LinkedIn. Now, these are two things that you need to be cognizant of because if you do not do the right things in these places, they could be barriers for you getting an interview. If your resume and your LinkedIn profile do not do a good enough job of articulating the outcomes you have achieved, it could keep you from getting interviews. If you can't get interviews, well, you know you're not going to get a job offer. Okay, so what does that mean? When you have your LinkedIn profile and when you have your resume, you need to tell people what you've done. For example, I've been in sales for 5 years. Does not get it done. I've been in sales for 5 years. In those 5 years, I've earned President's Club 3 times and hit 171% of my goal. Something like that. Sounds way better. It's more powerful. That right there, that is you articulating what you've done. And more specifically, that is quantifying your impact. Quantifying your impact on your LinkedIn and on your resume is incredibly powerful because it allows people who are reading it and understanding your accomplishments to understand like how significant they are. And if you just have the boilerplate, been in sales 5 years, and another candidate has been in sales 5 years, and then they list accomplishments, achievements, outcomes related to the different bullet points on their resume, they're going to look better. It's not enough just to do this on your resume. You also want to do that on LinkedIn because recruiters and hiring managers are absolutely looking at your LinkedIn. So you need to make sure that you don't have an uninspiring LinkedIn, but rather you do a really good job of explaining exactly what you've done, what you've achieved, and you've quantified your impact. Another thing you could do to stand out in a very crowded job market is personal branding on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a massive platform, and it's like the #1 platform in the world when it comes for careers and job seekers and all that. So one of the things you can actually do is you can join different groups that are part of your industry. You can post on things. You can share articles. If you are intentional about building your own personal brand and sharing information, sharing your perspective, connecting with other people, it makes you stand out. I mean, hiring managers and recruiters are going to go to your LinkedIn and they're going to look at posts, they're going to look at likes, they're going to look at all that stuff. They want to see your activity. And if you have a history of actually engaging when it comes to your industry and you are a subject matter expert and you are building your personal brand, it will help you stand out relative to other candidates. This might be the most critical thing you can do when it comes to standing out in a crowded job market, and that is network. Network, network, network. I honestly can't overstate how important it is. What you want to be doing is you want to be connecting with people that you used to work with in old jobs, old bosses, old colleagues, checking in with them, asking them about their new place of employment. How is it? How do you like it? I really enjoyed working with you. Like, you want to be connecting with these people. But it's not just past relationships, and you absolutely should, but you should be working to make new relationships. LinkedIn is like the world's biggest, career conference where you can talk to people, you can join groups, you can engage in dialogue. People are posting all the time. There are webinars. Engage with those people, start to build your network. Networking is one of the ways that you can actually skip first base. The conventional way to get a new job is you fix up your resume, you apply online, you interview again, and then you get a job. But when you network and you become a referral candidate, sometimes you can skip first base and you can go right to hiring manager. You can skip applying, you can skip talking to a recruiter and go straight to the interviews that matter. I'm a recruiter, I can say that. Anyway, so you can get past that step, talk to the hiring manager. If you aren't networking in a crowded job market, it is a massive mistake. Another big mistake is just not being prepared for your interview. That's why I created this free pre-interview checklist to make sure you're just doing everything you need to do prior to an interview. There's actually so many more things than people realize, but if you just follow this checklist, you'll make sure you do everything and you're super ready for your interview. If you go down to the comments, it is the pinned comment, it's free, and it includes some specific strategic videos that'll help you prepare for your interview. Speaking of preparing for your interview, the next thing I want to talk about is just like sharpening your skills. You want to be a good interviewer. It is really important, if it's a crowded market, that you nail the interview. Because no matter how talented you are, no matter how niche your skills are, in a really crowded market, you're going to have competition. And if you want to succeed going up against that competition, it means you have to be a good interviewer. One of the ways you can do that is you can practice the most common interview questions, right? If you know they are coming, then you should have a great answer for them. So I made this video here. This video here is just like some of the most commonly asked interview questions, and I teach you from a recruiter's perspective exactly what you need to say to answer these questions. So I am done here, but I will see you over there. You got this.